just net 0 yards, but his quarterback not ready to throw him under the bus.
Yeah, I mean, I have trust in KT. He missed a lot of training camp. Obviously, he wanted to play and fought for rehab hard so he could play. And stuff's not always going to go your way. Obviously, he would have wanted to catch a few of those in the game, but I've trusted he's going to be that guy that I go to in those crucial moments, and he's going to make the catch and win us some seasons like he did last year. So we're going to continue to work him in, get him more and more reps, and I'm sure that those drops will kind of disappear.
And Chiefs not only without Travis Kelce, but all-pro defensive tackle Chris Jones, who is still a holdout. Nate Taylor, the Athletic Chiefs reporter, joined Freddie and Harry on his gut on how this turns out.
My gut tells me we are in for twists and turns in this, right? I mean, I gotta see fellas. I never thought that Chris Jones, who was passionate, who was obviously the best defensive player that the Chiefs have, is going to be watching his teammate from a suite, is basically what I was told yesterday. Now, he did a charity event yesterday when he paused for the first year. The fact that he believes he's equal to Aaron Donald. So, of course, we know what Aaron Donald makes, $31.7 million a year. Chris Jones wants something very similar to that. But from an emotional standpoint, I think it's going to be weird for Chris tonight. The fact that everybody knows how valuable he is, and the fact that he may be the reason the team doesn't play successfully tonight. If the Chiefs lose,
this year, who's very hands-on, and how they have rebuilt the Suns since championship team, 3 years ago, and only 2 guys are left on that team.
Yeah,
and people are looking at them today as a potential team that can go to the finals. Come on, that's not easy. Right? And so that's how I look at it. But yeah, I mean, what the Lakers have put around LeBron and AD, I mean, you're talking about a ton of guys that can play different positions. They're long, they can shoot. They're used to playing a role on a team. So it's not like a big three, so to speak. But it's a bunch of guys that understand their role. The only problem Darvin's going to have is keeping them guys happy. Because obviously it seems like LeBron, AD, and Austin Reeves are going to get most of the minutes. So now you re-sign D'Angelo Russell. You got to keep him balanced when he's not in the game in the fourth quarter. Because you got Gabe Vincent.
It's unusual for us to drop that many passes anywhere, anytime. So we'll go back and work on that. But you got to take care of business, and these guys know that, and so we got to fix that.
And that sequence before the 2-minute warning, you go for it on 4th and 20, and you go for it again. Can you explain that with 3 timeouts?
year after last year not converting at the rate that we wanted to, but obviously we got to keep working on it because we didn't convert in those situations. It's going to have an impact on the game, but other guys got to step up, and they're going to have to step up in moments because I'm sure there'll be times he gets doubled. And so just going to have to rely on these other guys that are young and talented to step up and make plays, and I believe that they will.
Patrick, what was the thing with Scott? You targeted him a couple times, just couldn't get anything going.
Yeah, just miss. We didn't have that connection. We missed connections here and there. But something you continue to work on. Like I said, he's one of those guys that has a ton of talent that can make a lot of big plays happen. So we'll learn from it and try to be better next time.
How surprised to get the call that you guys are going to go for it on 4th and 20?
I mean, it's a situation where you're going to have to get a stop regardless, 3 and out. Coach Reed decided to put the ball in my hands, and we were close to getting it. Obviously, it didn't work out, but you have to get the 3 and out regardless either way, and it just didn't happen for us there.
After Justin Reed used the term in the locker room, reality check, did you get some sense of that from this game, or what's your biggest takeaway?
I mean, it'll be good for the young guys to know that we're not going to just kind of walk in and win the game. You have to play good football. We're going to play every team's best shot. I've preached it to them all preseason, but they know now. And we're going to go to Jacksonville next week. It's going to be a good football team. So hopefully guys learn from it, get better, and this one loss is turning into.
And Patrick, I know this is one game, but how embarrassing is this given the fact that you guys are throwing the Super Bowl banner, national TV, starting this season,
It's embarrassing for me to lose anytime. Like I said after the ring ceremony, I might move on to the next season. Obviously, it's cool for the fans to be able to see the banner and drop it at Arrowhead Stadium. But this is a whole new year, and I think I know that, and we're trying to win another Super Bowl. And this is obviously not the way we wanted to start. And so anytime I lose, I'm embarrassed. And so I'm gonna try to get better so I don't lose more as the season goes on.
Was there a particular point not to watch the Super Bowl presentation out there because of what you just said?
I didn't watch it. I think I was in the locker room, so it wasn't. I don't even know if I looked at the banner. So, like I said, I've moved on. It's a new season. My goal wasn't to just win the Super Bowl and be done. Like, I'm trying to continue to do it every single year, and I think we got the team, but obviously we have a lot of places we can do better.
And how much did it bother Trav that he just couldn't play?
I mean, y'all know Trav. It's kind of like that's like me. Like, I want to play. I want to be out there with the guys. He works extremely hard to be out there, and kind of a freak deal that he wasn't able to make it. So hopefully we'll try to rehab him these extra days and get him going hopefully next week.
How many guys is Jacksonville?
I mean, I'm not going to do anything past Trav. I mean, he was trying to play today. It just literally couldn't. I don't know if it was his decision. It was kind of the guys above him knowing it's going to be a long season. Yeah, I mean, he's going to try to do whatever he can to be out there, and hopefully he can clear all those doctor's tests and get out there on the football field.
And what do you say to Kadarius Toney after a game where it could have swung a different way?
Yeah, I mean, I've trusted in KT. He missed a lot of training camp. Obviously, he wanted to play and fought for rehab hard so he could play. And stuff's not always going to go your way. Obviously, he would want to catch a few of those in the game, but I've trusted he's going to be that guy that I go to in those crucial moments, and he's going to make the catch and win us some seasons like he did last year. So we're going to continue to work him in, get him more and more reps. I'm sure that those drops will kind of disappear.
What's the message that needs to come out of that line?
Got to be better.
Patrick Mahomes, Chiefs quarterback, a lot of that was on the receivers. And either the lack of connection or the drops or the failure to produce in this game. And you can understand that based on what went on. Some of the big drops, the interception came off, the deflection was right on Kadarius Toney's hands, and he had a nightmare game overall. And this wasn't a matter of Patrick Mahomes didn't have any time and was constantly under fire. There was some pressure. Okay, Aiden Hutchinson was around the quarterback a lot in this game, but there were plenty of times where Patrick Mahomes had a chance to look left, to look right, and just was not able to find guys open. Nobody broken free. It's part of the reason he ended up leading the team in rushing with 45 yards. So that goes back to just not being
feel like you can go to in those situations. And you did have two new offensive tackles breaking in on this team that did their job for the most part in Donovan Smith and Jawan Taylor that gave that time, although Taylor was a significant storyline as well. I mean, with the way he was lined up and some of the early starts he was getting and trying to get a head start ahead of Aiden Hutchinson to the point where Jerry McCauley was on the broadcast when he was asked about it, said, you know, the helmet has to break the waistline of the center. And to be honest, we've watched Taylor the whole game. It really is not remotely close. It's putting the defensive end at a tremendous disadvantage. So that became a storyline as this game went on. It may have helped Taylor keep Hutchinson from getting to Mahomes. It did not help the Chiefs win the game. They fall to the Lions 21-20. Coming up next, we'll tell you who was big time in prime time. Also, a quarterback gets rewarded with a record-setting deal. That to come on this edition of Late Hits Postgame. Bill Leck is with you in Sirius XM NFL Radio. interception, which was a pass right into the hands of Kadarius Toney. That deflected off those hands, which was a theme in this game, with the receivers not able to bring in some of the passes that were very catchable and turned into a pick six. He also led the Chiefs in rushing in this one. 6 runs, 45 yards. So who was big time and prime time? For the Chiefs, it was Patrick Mahomes. For the Lions, we'll go to the defensive side of the football. I mentioned the pick six. That means we're looking at the rookie, Brian Branch.
Mahomes back, throws, it is a complete pick-off. Picked up by the Lions. Brian Branch on the left side. He's going, baby. He's going to the house. Touchdown, Detroit Lions.
How do you like that for a debut? Lions Radio Network return on Sirius XM. Branch, the 50-yard interception return for the touchdown. He had 3 tackles as well. Left this game at one point due to cramping. Came back later, but Brian Branch, big time in prime time for the Lions. And even David Montgomery, who we had on the show, the Lions running back, told us that that was the turning point of the game there with Branch and the interception. Detroit had been down 14-7. KC with a football, and that tied it up at 14. So big time and prime time for Patrick Mahomes for the Chiefs and Brian Branch for the Lions. Let's turn our attention away from the season opener just for a moment here before we wrap things up, because you had a record-breaking contract that went to a quarterback today, and that is the Bengals' Joe Burrow, who reportedly reached an agreement on a 5-year, $275 million extension with the team. That includes a little over $219 million guaranteed, and it makes him the highest-paid player in NFL history. And this is really another domino to fall. If you paid any attention to what's going on with the quarterbacks this offseason, starting in late April, it was the Jalen Hurts deal. 5-year deal worth $51 million a year. A month later, and it was really less than a month, but it was in May, it's Lamar Jackson's turn. 5-year deal worth $52 million per year. Then in late July, it's Justin Herbert. 5-year deal worth $52.5 million per year. And today, Joe Burrow, reportedly the 5-year deal worth $55 million per year. So it's one-upping. Hurts gets his. He's one up by Lamar Jackson, who's one up by Justin Herbert, who's one up by Joe Burrow. Nobody, mind you, got the fully guaranteed contract that the Browns gave Deshaun Watson. That's not where any other team or any other franchise was willing to go or will be willing to go. That one will stand alone as a fully guaranteed deal, but in average annual value, it's Burrow who's making the most now at $55 million. This is something they had been talking about with some time. He's certainly made it clear that his desire was to play for the Cincinnati Bengals long term, and that's exactly where he's going to be. And it's been good news on the QB front all week here, because he's coming off the calf injury, and Joe Burrow said this week, after going through a full practice the other day, that he's ready to go. And now they get him locked down long term with the contract extension, and he's been a franchise changer. And that's what these kinds of players are. They're franchise changers. Think of the trajectory of the Cincinnati Bengals franchise, and even a coaching career of Zach Taylor before Joe Burrow arrived with the team, and what he's meant to them. And that's why every single year teams are looking for that next franchise guy. That's why you had Bryce Young and C.J. Stroud and Anthony Richardson come off the board in the first round of this past draft. All guys will be starting in week 1 for their respective teams, because if you hit on them, it can turn everything around. Jaguars are experiencing that as well with Trevor Lawrence as their quarterback. But it's Joe Burrow, the latest to get his deal, and now the highest paid player in football. Guys, we are out of time. And
if they give you unlimited user access.
Flash XM. That's crowdstrike.com/XM.
Whoever says it's not personal, it's just business, doesn't know the small business. Because when you do, you know everything is personal.
And now, Upswell can help you personally connect with more new customers. Using targeted efforts like direct mail, search engine marketing, and social media ads, we helped small businesses generate over $700 million last year. Let's get your business in front of people who want to personally connect with you. Upswell. More customers, period. Visit upswellmarketing.com/radio for 10% off your first month. New customers only.
It's a channel devoted to MMA, boxing, and pro wrestling. Sirius XM Fight Nation, channel 156, and the SXM app.
Montgomery ran for 74 yards. Detroit 21-20 winners over Kansas City, ruining the Super Bowl champs celebration on the NFL's opening night. Jared Goff threw for 253 and that early score, while Montgomery took care of things on the ground with that game winner with just over 5 minutes left in the game. Kansas City had won 8 straight openers, while the Lions had lost their last 5, but they get this one. The first touchdown of the game, Amon-Ra St. Brown. He had 6 grabs, 71 yards, and that score, and had this for Ed Werder.
Hey, Amon-Ra St. Brown, you guys came in here. Lions have a long
Broad Street, 2 quarter drive.
You guys had been the worst
Kingdom for me.
What's the significance of coming to Arrowhead and beating the defending Super Bowl champs, giving Patrick Mahomes his first week 1 loss?
Yeah, I mean, we knew it was going to be tough. Like I said, defending Super Bowl champs, best team last year. We got one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time on that squad. So coming into Arrowhead, we knew it was going to be tough. And it was, as you watched the game, it was back and forth all game. Defense came up with a huge pick six, kind of turned things around for us. Offense was kind of slow, but when we needed it most, man, we did it. So I'm just glad. I'm happy for my guys.
Early in the game, Dan Campbell, who probably gambles as much as anyone, did something even he has never done. Inside your own 20, fake punt on 4th down. You convert it, 91-yard drive, you score the touchdown. What was the significance of that in the moment?
I was seeing, after we got stopped, I come to the sideline, I'm like, all right, we're punting this. I look back, it's a fake punt. We converted on our own, 15-yard line, like you said, and we went down and scored. So that was huge for us, I think, as an offense, because we started out early with 3 and out, came back, they stopped us again. So that kind of got us going early, and then, kind of propelled us to the whole game.
You achieved a personal milestone, 200 catches in the first 3 seasons in the NFL, first Lions player to do that. What does that mean to you, to have it come in this circumstance?
I mean, it's amazing. I can't, thank the people around me enough, my coaches, my teammates, my quarterback, my O-line, everyone, my wideouts. It's a testament how hard we work. We've been working all offseason, during camp, and we got to keep it going.
I'm not going to ask you to name every receiver draft ahead of you, but I know you could. Hey, thanks. And look forward to seeing you in prime time in the future.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
And a huge win for the Lions. Kansas City was hurt by the drops as well. 4 drops. Kadarius Toney was utterly abysmal in this game. First week 1 interception for Mahomes in his career at 18 touchdowns without a pick prior to count Damian Woody as impressed with this Detroit W.
It's validation. That's exactly what it is. It's validation. We saw it, we saw it from the Detroit Lions, the second half of last year. And now everyone's kind of been talking about the Lions. The Lions are kind of that trendy team that everyone's talking about. And it's like, okay, the next step for the Lions, can you go out there and win a big game against a big dog opponent on the road? And then you go out and do it. Now you're buying in. It's the belief system from everyone in that team. And if you keep pulling these things off, boy, this team could be scary.
Don't forget how they finished the season ago. Just missed out on the playoffs. Their quarterback and coach, their Goff and Dan Campbell.
We know what kind of opponent that was. I love the fact that our guys never wavered. It was something we talked about. We knew we were going to hit some tough spots in this game against a really good opponent, and that happened. And nobody got down, nobody got frazzled, and we just hung in there. And it's all the team that built for this. And it's why we play with 3 phases. So, if one at any given time is struggling a little bit, the other 2 will bail them out, and that happened today. And all the units stepped up when we needed them most. And I'm proud of those guys. I'm proud of the staff, I thought our defense really showed up today. And what's encouraging is in all 3 phases, we have so much to clean up, that we'll only be better from. But this is step 1, this is game 1. So I'm proud of them.
We just didn't play our best ball today. We kind of got away with one in some ways, but that's what good teams do. You don't play your best, and you find a way in the 4th quarter to get a stop on defense, to get first down on offense, to make those touches Josh made and be able to score on that drive, that long drive we had. So that's what we're starting to become now, and it's a good feeling.
Patrick Mahomes passed for 226, 2 touchdowns, and an interception, ran for 45 yards, but the impact of no Kelsey was felt. Marquez Valdes-Scantling 2 for 48. Justin Watson 2 receptions for 45 yards. Noah Gray, the other tight end, 3 for 31. Isaiah Pacheco out of the backfield, 4 for 31. And Rashid Rice, who had that touchdown reception, 3 for 39. None of the receivers had over 4 grabs in the game. You mentioned Tony, but Mahomes this on dropping this season opener.
I know that, and we're trying to win another Super Bowl, and this is obviously not the way we want to start. And so anytime I lose, I'm embarrassed. And so I'm gonna try to get better so I don't lose more as the season goes on.
More on game one of the NFL season later in the show. We keep it with the National Football League, where Bengals quarterback Joe Burrow became the highest paid player in the league, agreeing to a 5-year, $275 million extension. The contract includes more than $219 million guaranteed. He'll be paid an average of $55 million a year. Deal finalized 3 days before the Bengals open the season at Cleveland. Burrow has led the Bengals to 2 straight AFC North titles and a Super Bowl appearance 2 seasons ago. He set a franchise single-season records for completions, pass attempts, passing touchdowns. He's turned that franchise around. Ben Baby covers the Bengals for ESPN, and he joined Game Minutes.
That is an astronomical amount for this franchise. It shows you how much they truly believe he is their franchise quarterback, and it's hard to disagree, having been in the city when they were 2-14, to seeing the buzz around the place now, seeing the vibes, even him coming back to practice. You can tell there is a difference when he is in the building, when he's on the field, when they know that he is going to be on that roster. And for them to commit those kind of resources and that kind of dollar amount speaks to the impact he's had here in Cincinnati.
No question, a huge impact, if you will. That will be part of the conversation, as will the Chiefs dropping the season opener on Unsportsmanlike here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, ESPNU. This morning, Evan Cohen, Chris Canty, and Michelle Smallman, joined by Dan Graziano, ESPN NFL reporter at 7:15 Eastern. Steve Smith, former NFL wideout, joins the show at 8:15. You're listening to SportsCenter all night on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. Her first U.S. Open final, defeating Karolina Muchova 6-4, 7-5 in a match interrupted for 50 minutes by environmental activists. One of the protesters glued his bare feet to the concrete at Arthur Ashe Stadium stands. The 19-year-old Gauff, undaunted, youngest American to make it to the title match in New York since Serena Williams in 2001. The victory was her 11th in a row and 17th in her past 18 matches. She joined Pam Shriver on getting past the distractions of the delay during her match.
Coco, what about a word to this crowd that 99.99% of the hate themselves tonight? Yeah, you guys so much. I mean, some of those ways it was so hard, and I know my ears are okay, but we even honored. Thank you guys so much. This is crazy.
This is SportsCenter all night on ESPN Radio.
It's on Sports.
What are you working on today?
My car really needs a wash.
The $20 Requires bundle includes full class car wash for a showroom shop.
And what about my tires?
Just spray the included Hot Shine tire coating and you're all set.
The inside is not great.
No problem. The quick interior detailer in the bundle can help with that too. Restrictions apply.
What's it like to be one of the most sought-after basketball players in the nation?
Top 20 recruit. Say hello to Billy Preston. You turned into a star, damn nearly.
We want Billy.
Until
Somebody had called the NCAA anonymously.
Federal probe has turned up widespread fraud and corruption in college basketball.
listen to The Bag Game from 30 for 30 Podcasts.
We all got mud on us, man. All of us.
The eyes of the tennis world shift to the Big Apple for the 2023 U.S. Open.
Toss the serve out wide. He is the U.S. Open champion.
Several young guns take aim at the greatest of all time, while on the women's side, the draw is wide open for a breakthrough contender.
She wins the title here in New York.
Hear all the action courtesy of ESPN, including the final on ESPN Extra, Channel 81.
Stressed over unpaid taxes? Worried because the IRS and state tax agencies are getting more aggressive in tracking people down? Worse yet, they can add penalties and interest to your tax debt daily, spiraling you even deeper into debt. Things can get ugly quick. Soon your paycheck, bank account, even your home or business could all be at risk. Scary stuff. Don't go it alone. Call Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax relief firm. Their award-winning team of tax experts help protect you by dealing directly with IRS and state tax collectors on your behalf. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, Optima's resolved over $1 billion in IRS and state tax debts for their clients. But it's important to act now because they're ramping up, adding thousands of new agents to their ranks. Don't wait until it's too late. Call Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-901-3022. 800-901-3022. 800-901-3022. Optima Tax Relief. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
36,000, 25, 1. These are the three numbers to remember to get the visibility and control you need to make the right business decisions instantly. 36,000. That's the number of businesses which have upgraded to NetSuite by Oracle. NetSuite is the #1 cloud financial system, streamlining accounting, financial management, inventory, HR, and more. 25. NetSuite turns 25 this year. That's 25 years of helping businesses do more with less. Close their books in days, not weeks, and drive down expenses. 1. Because your business is one of a kind, so you get a customized solution for all of your KPIs in one efficient system with one source of truth. Manage risk, get reliable forecasts, and improve margins. NetSuite is everything you need all in one place. Right now, download NetSuite's popular KPI checklist designed to give you consistently excellent performance for free at netsuite.com/pro. That's netsuite.com/pro to get your own KPI checklist. netsuite.com/pro.
Too many patients, unfortunately, have lost their lives by not having access to targeted cancer treatment. Most patients do not know all of their options. Invita's precision immunotherapy, genomics, and non-invasive surgery are working to protect and extend lives. I'm Dr. Dino Prado, and I personally welcome you to utilize our Precision Second Opinion and discover if Invita is right for you. Visit us at Invita.com, ENVITA.com.
Get an edge on the rest of your league. Get expert fantasy sports advice right now on SiriusXM Fantasy Sports Radio, Channel 87, and on the SXM app.
Shit, 5:30.
This is SportsCenter all night on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app. Here's Jim Pasquale.
Yeah, we're back on SportsCenter all night with the other half of the Women's U.S. Open final. 17 seed Madison Keys, 2nd seed Aryna Sabalenka. Keys was 2 points from winning in straight sets after going 6-love in that opening set, but SportsCenter all night on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. I'm Jim Basketball from baseball. Ronald Acuna Jr. strikes again.
Another pitch to Acuna, drilled out towards deep center field. Back to the wall, out of the ballpark. What a missile! Ronald Acuna doing damage, and it's a home run on the first pitch that he sees. 1-0 Braves. Acuna hits one well to deep center field. Edman gonna go back. Edman to the wall. That's gone. La Bestia, the beast, with his second home run of the ballgame. And for Acuna, it's home run number 34 on the year.
That's 680 the fan. 2 of Atlanta's 5 home runs from that player, Ronald Acuna Jr. Matt Olson increases Major League leading total to 47. Braves past the Cards 8-5. Acuna raised his season total to 34. Third multi-homer game of the season. 12th of his big league career. Atlanta leading second place, Philadelphia by 14 games in the NL East. Acuna Jr., the leader in the clubhouse. With regards to MVP, right back at him is Mookie Betts. Dodgers right fielder left the game in Miami on crutches after they got a win after fouling a ball off his foot in Thursday's win over the Marlins.
589-694.
Were negative. This is how they got it done.
Taylor whacks one to deep center field. This ball headed back toward the wall. It is gone. A home run for Taylor, a 3-run shot. CT for 3. And the Dodgers now lead it 10-0.
AM 570 LA Sports, plenty of LA offense, but the rookie Ryan Pepiot pitched a perfect game for 6 2/3 innings as Julio Reyes is a replacement. Dodgers rout the Fish 10-0, their second win in 7 games. Josh Bell grounded a single up the middle with 2 outs in the 7th. Only hit off Pepiot, who was recalled from AAA before the game to take the place of Urias, who was put on the restricted list following his arrest.
As the first one to Pham is swung on, hit deep to right center, going back Topman, and that one is on its way, and there she goes. Second home run of the night for Pham. That's his 15th, and the big-time insurance runs finally come in the top of the 8th. It's 5-1.
That's Arizona Sports 98.7 FM. Tommy Pham hit 2 first-pitch home runs. Diamondbacks past the Cubs 6-2. They move a half game ahead of Miami for that last and third spot in the NL wildcard hunt. Chicago holds the second spot. That's 3 games clear of Arizona.
Green jerseys, great fans. Pitch on the way, swing, a shot off the side of the mound into center field for a base hit. Mike Boyd with an RBI single. Here comes Suarez on to score. Easily from third, and the Mariners have a 1-0 lead.
That's all the offense they need. Seattle Sports 7:10 a.m. Luis Castillo worked 6 innings, won a 6th consecutive decision. 4 drove in the game's lone run. Mariners best the Rays in a matchup of playoff contenders. They move within a half game of idle Houston for the AL West lead. They're 5.5 games back of the race at the top AL wildcard. Mariners currently hold that second wildcard berth.
Fly ball down the left field, line up the bat of Torkelson, hooking by the foul pole. Another 2-homer game for Spencer Torkelson. 94-mile-an-hour fastball in the middle of the plate, and he
one thing we did, I don't know what they do today. Let's say you were a team and you worked all week on a play, a certain play, and you ran it as the first play of the game, you ran that play, and you got 5 or 10 yards.
respect James Harden a lot for going to Miami a day earlier when they just lost the day before. You know, because they know that his going early is going to maybe compromise him for the next game. So that's probably why they pushed back. So for me, no, I think Joel has to stand up and accept everything because he's getting everything. So if he's mad about that, and I applaud Nick Nurse for throwing that out there because he's letting them know, hey, look, dude, you can't get out of the second round. All the stuff you've done, you still can't get out of the second round. So I'm going to tell you and show you how you can. Oh, by the way, if you want to know how I can do this, I won a damn title. I am a championship coach. Like, that's why. And so, yeah, I don't see any problem with that at all. And I think that's what Joel needs. He needs to be stimulated past his greatness.
And you know, and that's the thing. And I say this respectfully. If Pat Riley says that to you, you know what? Okay, I gotta go ahead and do this. This is what I need to do, right? And that's, you know, it speaks for itself. It's pedigree. Eric Spoelstra says that to you. Greg Popovich, fine. Mm-hmm. And no disrespect to Nick Nurse. I just don't know. You know, certain guys, it might be a little pushback. Let's keep it real.
You know what, though? I could say this to you, though. You're right. Those guys you just mentioned, Drew, yeah. I mean, he could probably take it, but when he walked away, he probably ripped him. I don't want to play for him. It just happened, didn't it? That Doc Rivers won a title? Did we hit James Harden? Somebody said James Harden is going to play with him? Yeah. So, yeah, they might be able to say it. They said that stuff to LeBron when he was in Miami, right? I heard when they didn't let his boys get on the plane. Mm-hmm. They pushed back on some of the things he wanted. How did that work out? Yeah. Where did he go? He back to Cleveland. So just because they're able to say it doesn't mean that guy is going to grab it and run with it. I think the way the ones that do is like Nick Nurse got to follow up with it, right? Oh, yeah, Joe, I want you to do this and do that. Oh, by the way, no play is finished unless it touches his damn hands. Give him some sugar. Like, you know, hey, Joe, you want to go ahead of us? Well, go ahead. You want a day off? Stay home. Don't even come, right? Don't even come to the gym. Like, don't even show up at the gym. Stay home. Take your wife to a movie or something. Just go enjoy your day. You got the day off. That happens. Like, it's a way to go at them, but then it's a way to balance it. And some coaches, believe it or not, this league still doesn't know how to balance stuff. Best balance I've ever had in my life is Scottie Fitzsimmons. He's not here anymore. Best balance. That dude ripped me to no other. And then the next 10 minutes, he's asking me how my mom's doing. You know how powerful that is? Like, you know, inviting us to his house for dinner. You know, and that's what I heard Greg Popovich do. It's like, it's a balance of it all, man. And so I don't have a problem with it, per se.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting. And, you know, again, I think clearly with this whole situation here on NBA Today show, Gerald Brown, Eddie Johnson, if this thing doesn't get worked out with James Harden, will be a very, very challenging situation if it doesn't get worked out anywhere near training camp. Like if it's still continuing to dwell while training camp is going on, it will be a huge distraction for all parties involved, and to see how it plays out will be very, very telling. And we just don't know how this first season will shape up for Nick Nurse and the Philadelphia 76ers. Coming up, Eddie Johnson goes down memory lane with Chicago at the center of the tension. What are we talking about, or what we mean by this? We'll explain that and more. It's the NBA Today show. Gerald Brown, Eddie Johnson, right here on Sirius XM, NBA Radio, Channel 86, and of course, right here, SXM app.
It's time to let the beat drop again. As the Beastie Boys channel returns to Sirius XM, all the legendary rides
will significantly reduce the amount you will owe if you qualify. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. These programs, which the credit card companies like to keep secret, exist to aid American consumers struggling with overwhelming credit card debt by offering tremendous savings and real debt relief. Accredited Debt Relief has established a special hotline for you to call and learn what savings you qualify for. They've helped qualify consumers with over $1 billion in debt and are A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. So don't wait. Get the relief you need during these hard economic times. For this free information, call the Accredited Debt Relief Hotline now. Call 800-723-1515. 800-723-1515. That's 800-723-1515.
Hear basketball talk with the passion you deserve on NBA Today with Justin Termini and Eddie Johnson.
Magic is the greatest point guard to ever walk the face of this earth. Finals 9 out of 12 seasons. This man is a born winner. What Magic has done to this league and how he changed this league with him and Bird coming in, give that man his due.
NBA Today, weekdays from 4 to 7 p.m. Eastern, only on SiriusXM NBA Radio, Channel 86, and the SXM app. Now, back to NBA Today with Gerald Brown and Eddie Johnson.
Having a great time hanging out here in NBA Today. Join the conversation, 855-NBA-JUMP, 855-622-5867, 855-622-5867. We're talking about so many different things, and obviously, let's focus on, Eddie, you're in Chicago. We were off air, had this conversation, we talked about Chicago, and legendary movie Cooley High. You had an interesting story about Cooley High. Do tell.
Yeah, well, one of my favorites was Cochise.
Yes.
Cochise, that's a true story. A lot of people don't realize that's a true story. Like, I grew up in Cabrini Green, so that movie is centered around Cabrini Green. So that's where I grew up. And so my brothers at that time, they were actually in high school. I think Cooley High at that time was like, I think it was 7th grade through high school.
Mm-hmm.
So all my brothers went to Cooley High. And my oldest brother, he actually knew Cochise.
Really?
So, yeah. So that wasn't like a made-up story. That was like, that was like a true story. And I don't know how close to the vest it was in regards to the movie, right? In that regard. So I'm sure they embellished certain areas. But yeah, my oldest brother told me that story. And Cooley High basically was 3 blocks away. From where I lived. I used to live in the projects. Yeah. So that's why, man. So that's why I love that movie.
Well, the interesting thing is the gentleman that wrote the wrote the story, was actually approached to write a story about his life growing up in Chicago. And he wrote that story, and he actually went on to work on shows like Good Times. So it was
which is Cabrini Green.
And it was amazing. But my sort of connection to this movie is the fact is that I remember years ago I was driving in Harlem, New York, and I'm driving down the street, and as I'm coming to the stop sign, and I'm not going fast, I got my kids in the car and stuff like that, and as I slow down, going across the street, Glenn Turman, the actor, is talentless and fine, very, very legendary actor, Glenn, later known for being Colonel on A Different World, all the success there. He was walking across the street. Now, he didn't pay attention. He didn't realize that I was stopping, so he actually kind of hesitated, and I rolled down my window. So his first thought, he told me, he said, I thought you were going to talk. I thought you knew me. I was just waving at him, and I yelled out the window. I said, hey, preach. He stopped in the street. He started laughing. He said, I thought you were going to say Colonel. I said, no, I know you preach. I know you preach. And we had a good moment about it. I said, hey, preach. He looked up. He hollered. But legendary characters and unbelievable movie. And we were giving producer Mike Pearson a little hard time because Mike said he didn't watch Cooley High. And I think Mike also said, what was the other? Mike said, he thought Kid Play was a
said it was a house party. It was an all-time classic, right? He said that.
Yeah.
That's what you Mike. But
You gotta get these young guys, man, get them caught up, man. Get the old school. We already teaching them old school music.
Right.
You get in my car, that's all you hear is old school music, right? And so Evan Cohen gonna try to call me out when he hosted a couple of weeks ago. He tried to call me out.
Wow.
I told him that I can recite Rapper's Delight. And no, you can't. Yes, I can. Hey, Corby, do you have the audio for that?
Unbelievable. How dare they?
Find that audio, Corby.
How's Evan Cohen? He does an unbelievable job here. How he's going to go and argue with a man that's so dedicated to his music, he still got an 8-track player in his car. Come on now, that's disrespectful.
You trying to go a little bit behind the scenes.
What are you talking about, man? No, I ain't got that upset. You respect your music. Keep that 8-track in there. That's
I do. In storage though, I still have I got some custom turntables that I do not want to give up, and I do have my cassette tapes. I do have a Betamax. I still have a VHS hooked to my stereo, hooked to my audio system in my house. So yeah, I got my tapes that I stick in there and I can control it. So I still got that stuff. I have not letting it go without a doubt. But I still got my digital stuff. But
yeah, you don't have that. Now, the only thing you
The boogity bang bang, the boogie to the boogity beat. Now what you hear is not a test, I'm rapping to the beat. And me, the groove, and my friends are gonna try to move your feet. You see, I am Wonder Mike, and I'd like to say hello. Up to the black, to the white, the red, and the brown, and the purple, and yellow. But first, I gotta bang bang, the boogie to the boogie, say up, jump the boogie to the bang bang boogie, let's rock. You don't stop, rock the rhythm that'll make your body rock. Well, so far you've heard my voice, but I brought 2 friends along. And next on the mic is my man Hank. Come on, Hank, sing that song. Check it out. Well, I'm imp the dimp, the ladies pimp, the women fight for my delight. But I'm the grand master with the 3 MCs that shop the house for the young ladies. And when you come inside and to the front, you do the freak spank, you do the bumping with the sucker MCs. Try to prove a point with Treacher's Trio. Or win the serious joint from sun to sun and from day to day. I sit down and write a brand new rhyme because they say that miracles never cease. I've created a devastating masterpiece. I'm gonna rock the mic so you can't resist. Everybody, I say it goes like this. When I was coming home late one dark afternoon, reporter stopped me for an interview. She said she's heard stories and she's heard fables that are vicious on the mic and the turntable. This young reporter I did adore, so I rocked the bitch's rhyme like I never did before. She said, damn fly guy, I'm in love with you. And Casanova legend must have been true. I said, by the way, baby, what's your name? Said I go by the name Lois Lane, and you can be my boyfriend, you sure they can. Just let me quit my boyfriend called Superman. I said, he's a fairy, I do suppose, flying through the air, the pantyhose. He may be very sexy or even cute, but he looks like a sucker in a blue and red suit. I said, you need a man who's got finesse, and his whole name across his chest. He may be able to fly all through the night, but can he rock a party till the early light? He can't satisfy you with his little worm, but I can bust you out with my super sperm. I go do it, I go do it, I go do it, do it, do it. And I'm here, and I'm there, I'm Big Bang Hank, I'm everywhere. I just throw your hands up in the air and party harder like you just don't care. Let's do it, but don't stop y'all, I take a talk y'all, you don't stop. I go home, tell, motel, and what you gonna do today?
by the unforgettable name of the man they call a Master G. Well, my name is known all over the world by all the foxy ladies and the pretty girls. I'm going down in history as the baddest rapper that ever could be. Now I'm feeling the highs and you're feeling the lows. The beat starts getting into your toe. You start popping your fingers and stomping your feet and moving your body while you're sitting and you're sitting. Then damn, they start doing the freak. I said bam, right out of your seat. Then you throw your hands high in the air. You rock it to the rhythm, shake your dairy air. You rock it to the beat without a care. Cruise to the show, I shot MCs for the affair. Now I'm not as tall as the rest of the gang, but I rap to the beat just the same. I got a little face and a pair of rhyme eyes. All I'm here to do, ladies, is hypnotize. Singing on and on and on and on and on. The beat don't stop until the break of dawn. I sing it on and on and on and on and on like a hot butter. The pop, the pop, the pop, give it, pop, the pop, pop. You don't dare stop or come alive, yo. Give me what you got. I guess by now you can take a hunch and find that I am the baby of the bunch, but that's okay. I still keep in stride, cause all I'm here to do is just a wiggle your behind. Sing it on and on and on and on. The beat don't stop until the break of dawn. I sing it on and on and on and on and on. Rock, yo. Get on the floor. I'm gonna freak you here, I'm gonna freak you there. I'm gonna move you out of this atmosphere, cause I'm one of a kind and I'll shock your mind. I put the jiggers in your behind. I say the 1, 2, 3, 4. Come on, girls, get on the floor. Come alive, yo. Give me what you got, cause I'm guaranteed to make you rock. I said 1, 2, 3, 4. Tell me one, to Mike, what are you waiting for? To the hip, hop, the hippie to the hippie, the hip, the hopper. You don't stop, rock it to the bang, bang the boogie. Say up, jump the boogie to the rhythm of the boogie to beat. Well, skittle bebop, we rock a Scooby-Doo. And guess what? America, we love you. Cause you're rockin' a roll with us so much so you can rock till you're 101 years old. I don't mean to brag, I don't mean to boast, but we're like hot butter on a breakfast toast. Rock it out, baby bubba to the boogie, then bang bang the boogie to the beat. Beat is so unique. Come on, everybody, and dance to the beat. Have you ever went over a friend's house to eat and the food just ain't no good? I mean, the macaroni soggy, the peas are mushed, and the chicken tastes like wood. So you try to play it off like you think you can by saying that you're full. And then your friend says, Mama, he just being polite. He ain't finished. Oh, that's bull. So your heart starts pumping and you think of a lie and you say that you already ate. And your friend says, man, there's plenty of food, so you pile some more on your plate. But while the sticky food's steaming, your mind starts to dream of the moment it's time to leave. And then you look at your plate and your chicken's slowly rotting into something that looks like cheese. Oh, so you say, that's it, I got to leave this place. I don't care what these people think. I'm just sitting here making myself nauseous with this ugly food that stinks. So you bust out the door while it's still closed, still sick from the food you ate. And then you run to the store for quick relief from a bottle of KO Pectate. And then you call your friend 2 weeks later to see how he has been. And he says, I understand about the food, baby, but we're still friends. With a hip hop, the hippie to the hip, the hip, the hopper, you don't stop the rocker to the bang bang. We can say up, jump the